Did she have corona? No. Of course, and you know, a person fully, depression increases the pain. But it's true. My doctor told me that. My doctor told me that. But you know, depression is something that is very hard to do.
Mr. Alan, how are you?
Baruch Hashem, hanging in there. Yep. Cold at night, huh?
Yeah, it gets not very cold, but it gets cold.
You turn the heat on the house yet?
Huh?
Did you turn the heat on in your house?
Yeah, but very low, like at 70. If it
Yeah,
gets below 70, I need the heat.
right, yeah.
Mr. Velvo.
Hello, Mario. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm
Are
okay.
you cold, Walter? You cold?
Yeah, Walter's dressed nice and warm, I see.
I'm sitting outside. It's cold.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, you're outside, Walter.
Yeah.
You're a brave boy.
It's okay. It's nice.
Oh, Dr. Kurtz.
How are you?
How's the baby?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, everybody's fine. Thank God.
Cute boy. Cute.
Yeah, he's cute. I haven't seen him yet in person.
Well, I saw the picture only.
Yeah. I haven't gone yet. Tomorrow I'm gonna go. First time.
Harold,
Yes, Walter.
we can sagen Kaddish bald.
Why?
The Dodgers.
Oh yeah. Very true. Doesn't look so
What?
good.
No,
The
doesn't-
Dodgers.
Oh,
The Dodgers aren't playing very well. But yeah, last night was a miracle. Maybe another miracle.
No, not too much.
They don't have it.
No.
It looks like Turner got injured running to first.
Yeah, you see that?
Yeah.
Pull the hamstring.
He runs like I do. That's a problem.
Yeah, no, never. He got caught there, man.
I never knew they were so good, this Atlanta. Never knew.
They're so really good.
Yeah. Did you watch the other game, Houston?
No, who won?
Oh, they're excellent. Wow, they're really good. Both those teams are good.
Who won?
Houston killed them 9-1.
Oh, man.
They were.
Did they win the series already, Houston?
No, they're up 3-2.
Okay.
But they look unstoppable.
Dodgers?
No, Dodgers are losing 5-2 in the bottom of the eighth.
Well, same thing happened last night or the night
That's
before.
true.
It wasn't about. Okay.
Yeah, you can tell tonight they don't have it.
Yeah, the problem is that they got 2 out already in the bottom of the 8. So.
Yeah, and Turner's not. It's not good. Kenny, they need you.
Yeah.
Don't they all?
Alan, who's Seattle playing Sunday? Who the Seahawks playing?
You know what?
Yeah,
I used to be such a fan. I turned it
know.
off. I mean, I have no desire to. I think they're playing the Ram, is it? Or I don't know.
Oh.
Who knows?
because of police brutality. You don't watch anymore.
Yeah. The Seattle's a terrible place to be now. Yeah.
BLM.
BLM.
They're the start of it. Yeah.
Oh. Walter,
No,
how's your supply chain?
I guarantee you, they'll Amazon will leave Seattle in a couple of years too.
I hope so.
Microsoft
Yeah, Walter, how's your
also.
supply chain?
Not a chance. Not a chance. Technology companies are the most liberal countries in the companies in the country.
That's true. That's
Don't you
true.
know that the problem with supply chain that's only has to do with exercise equipment? That's all.
Yeah, it's a problem.
They're so out of touch. The administration. They're so. Is Susie home already?
She should be.
Coming home tonight, I think.
Oh. There's her name.
I saw Robbie Corruption tonight. He came to town.
Oh,
with
wow.
his wife. Just Gaby is going to sit with
Oh, right.
Susie tomorrow.
Yeah, there's minion at 7 a.m. in our home tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with laning. We have a Sefer Torah.
What about
good.
Mincha? What about Mincha
Mincha's
tomorrow
at
night?
6 o'clock.
Okay, yeah.
Well, that's good to know. Thanks.
Okay.
We're on Yud Aleph. By the way, I thought the material in the Tzur Rabbanon yesterday, it blew me away. The Natilas Yadayim for the morning, the Machloikas, Rosh and Rosh, it was just amazing material. The way they put that together,
They're beautiful.
it was just really something. Okay.
Yeah.
So Yud Aleph, Rosh Hashanah Batla Avodim Avodim Mitzrayim. We're on Yud Aleph, Rosh Hashanah Yud Aleph. Rosh Hashanah, the Jews stopped working in Mitzrayim. B'Nisan Nigalu, and they were redeemed in Nisan. This is all according to Rabbi Eliezer. But B'Tishrei Atidin Ligoel. But Mashiach is going to come in Tishrei. Rabbi Yoshua Omer the opposite. Not Tishrei, but B'Nisan Nivra Olam. And B'Nisan Noldu Oivos. Not like what Rabbi Eliezer said to Tishrei. And B'Nisan Mesu Ovos. Because we'll see, Hashem fills up the tzaddikim like Moshe Rabbeinu was born Zion Adar, he died Zion Adar. The Pesach Noilad Yitzchak, so there's no machloikas there, because Rabbi Eliezer said the same thing. Rosh Hashanah Nifkid Asar Rachel V'Chana, there's no machlokas here either. Rabbi Eliezer said the same thing that Sarah Rachel V'Chana gave birth. Or not that it was nigzar on them that they should become pregnant. So, right? So Sarah became pregnant and gave birth 6 months later in Pesach, because everybody agrees that Yitzchak was born in Pesach. So Rosh Hashanah Yotze Yosef Bebeis Hasurim. The Gemara will have to prove all of these things. The Gemara is not just taking it for granted. This is the Baraisa. But the Gemara is going to bring proofs to all of these statements. That Yosef left prison Rosh Hashanah, which I think also Rabbi Eliezer held the same din. Rosh Hashanah, that means 6 months before Klal Yisrael was physically taken out of Egypt, they stopped working. And that there's no machlokes. And B'Nisan Nigalu, same thing. Of course, they went out in Nisan. And in contradistinction to what Rabbi Eliezer said, Rabbi Yeshua says Ben Nisan atidin ligoil. That they're going, the Mashiach is going to come in Nisan. Tanya. Rabbi Yezer Oimer Minayin Shebetishrei Nivra Olam. What's his proof that the world was created in Tishrei? Shenema. Vayomer Elokim. Tatshea Aretz Deshe. The land should put forth grass. Esav Mazria Zera. Eitz Pri. Trees with fruit. Ezel Chodesh. She'aretz Motzia Deshoim V'ilon Molei Piros. When does the ground put forth grass and the trees are still filled with fruit? Tishrei. That's Tishrei. So if Hashem created the earth and there was grass and fruit in the trees, had to be Tishrei. The also Perek Zman Reviya Haisa. It rains. The Yardu Kshomi V'tzimchun. It rained and it grew. Shenamar. The Eid Yaleh Min Haaretz. So it's another proof that all of this happened in Tishrei. Rabbi Yeshua Minayin Shebenisan Nivra Olam Shenemar. But Totzei Aretz Deshe, Esav Mazria Zer, Eitz Osepri. Not Eitz Pri, Eitz Osepri. Zer Chodesh Aretz Malea Desham V'ilan Motzi Peros. It's not that there's fruit in the trees, but what month is there grass and you can actually harvest the fruit? Have you Omer Zen Nisan? That happens in Nisan. It's spring. What do the bees and the birds do in spring? They have children. Because at that time, in Chodesh Aviv, the tzon are mizdaveg zu bezu. The Gemara deals with V'idich nami haksiv eitz osepri. What does Rabbi Eliezer do with the word eitz osepri, which implies it's the month where the fruit is given off? So Rabbi Eliezer, that's just a bracha for the future. And the opposite, V'idich nami haksiv eitz pri, that means there's this fruit in the tree not ready to harvest. That proves that it was in Tishrei. What does Yoshua say to that? More says, Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. That's like Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi called Maisa Bracious. That means Maisa Bracious, everything was created like ready to go. Like Adam Arisha was not a baby. Adam Arisha was an adult. Same thing. The tree came already with fruit in it. L'daitam nivru means they wanted to be created. Litziv yoinam nivru, which means with their beauty. So a tree has beauty with fruit in it. Shenemar vaychulu hashamayim v'aretz v'chol tziva'am, which means all of the arts and all of its army. Al tikrat tziva'am el tziv yoinam, their beauty. Okay. Rabbi Yezer Rabbi Minayin shebetishrei noldu avos. He held that the avos were born in Tishrei. Shenemar. Vayikalu ala melech Shlomo kol ish Yisrael beyerecha et tanim bechag. That this is Haftorah, I think, of Shmini Atzeres. That everybody gathered to Melech Shlomo in the month of the Eitanim in Sukkot. Why is it called Eitanim? Yerech shenoldu bo Eitanei Olam. Eitanim, like the giants of the world were born. Who are the giants? Avram, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. My mashma the high Eitan lishla the kifi, it means strong. K'dichsiv Eitan moshavecha. That Micha v'sim besela kinecha. That's a pasuk in Bamidbar. V'omer shimu harim esriv Hashem. The ha'etanim mozdei aretz. That's like a call to the avos. V'omer kol dodi hinei ba midaleg al he'arim ekapetz al ha'gvaot, which is from Shir Hashirim. What does this mean? Midaleg al he'arim b'schus avos. Hashem is jumps over the mountains because of schus avos. Mekapetz al ha'gvaot b'schus imos, because of our mothers. Rabbi Yeshua Omer. Yinayin shebenisan noldu avos shenemar. Vayi b'shmonim shana v'arba me'ashana tzis Mitzrayim b'shana revis b'chodesh Ziv. 480 years after Bnei Israel left Mitzrayim, this is when Shlomo HaMelech built the Beis HaMikdash. in Chodesh Ziv. B'yerach shenodu bo ziv senei olam. The month that the beauties of the world, meaning the Avos, were born. That's the Ziv. What does he do with the pasuk that in Sukkot, which is Tishrei, it's Yerach Eitan? Hosam to the kiva mitzvahs. Just that they're strong in mitzvahs, but not necessarily referring to the Avos. Ziv, which Lechora is Nisan. No, it's beauty in the trees. It's springtime. This is the source of the Birchas HaPeirus that we make every spring. Person goes out in the spring, he sees blooming trees. We thank Hashem, there's nothing missing in the world. He created beautiful beings and trees, so that humanity will have pleasure from them. Man domer b'nisan noldu b'nisan mesu. Man domer b'tishrei noldu b'tishrei mesu. They both agree that according to Rabbi Yeshua that they were born in Nisan, they died in Nisan. And according to Rabbi Eliezer, born in Tishrei, they died in Tishrei. Why? Shenamar. By Moshe Rabbeinu, it says, Vayom Aleihem, or Moshe Rabbeinu says, Ben Me'av Esrim Shana Anochi Hayom. The day that Moshe died, which was Zayin Adar, he told Klal Yisrael, today I'm 120, today's my birthday. I'm today 120. She'ein Talmud Lamer Hayom. Well, we know he's talking today. What's that? He could have just said, Ben Me'av Esrim Shana Anochi. What's the Hayom? Today I filled my days and my years. That Kodesh Baruch Hu, the tzaddikim, he fills their lives from day to day. They both agree that Yitzchak was born in Pesach. Sarah and Ya'avram were told by the three malachim that visited him, La mo'ed ashuvei lecha, by the next yontif, you'll come back, you'll have the child. Now, Amos Kakoi, one of the Ilem of Pesach, did the malachim visit Pesach time, the Karmelei Batzeres, and what they mean is that come Shavuos time, they're going to have a child. What? Pregnancy is much longer than 50 days. Ella, the Koi Batzeres for Karmelei B'Tishrei, did they visit Shavuos? And they say, oh, by the next yontif you'll have a child. What? Akati b'cham sheyarchim iko yalda. You can't give birth in 5 months. Ella the koi b'chag. The visit occurred Sukkot, and when they said the next moyed Karmelei B'Nisan, she was informed that he's going to be born Pesach. So akati b'shisa yarchim iko, still only 6 months. How could you give birth in 6 months? Tana Oisa Shanamu Berasaisa. It says in the Mishnah that year was a leap year where you add another month. So it's a 7-month child. We know that children can be born at 7 months, according to Chazal. Sof Kimadli Mar Yomei Tuma Batzur. Now listen. Sarah was just burst out as a nida because it says, the pasuk says, like she was surprised, she's 90 years old, and all of a sudden she had a period again. That day she saw her veset. Now, once you're a nida, well, you can't have relations at least another 7 days, the Yemei Tumah. So the Gemara is saying, well, it's going to be less than 7 months because she could not conceive until at least 7 days after that event. According to Mandomer, says that women who give birth at 9 months, they don't have premature birth. They usually fill it up. But women who give birth at 7 months, they can give birth earlier. Shenemar vayi litkufas hayomim. It says in Shmuel that after the minimum tkufos, which is plural, is tkufos shtayim, umiyat yomim shtayim. Every season is 3 months. So the minimum of 2 tkufos is 6 months. And a few days you could give birth. Okay. Rosh Hashanah nifkida sar Rachel v'Chana. They conceived Rosh Hashanah, Sarah, Rachel, and Chana. Minal and Ad Rabbi Lazar. Asya pkida asya zchira zchira. Make a hekesh between Pokad and Zochar. Ksiv barachel vayizkor limas Rachel. Uksiv b'Chana vayizkirei Hashem. So both by Chana and Rachel it says Zochar. Va'asya zchira zchira in Rosh Hashanah. The fact that they were remembered Rosh Hashanah is from Zechira, Tichsiv, Shabbaton Zichron Trua. So that connects Rachel and Chana to Rosh Hashanah. And how do we get Sarah? Pkida pkida, ksiv b'chana ki pokad Hashem es Chana, uksiv b'Sarach Hashem pokad es Sarah. So that brings all of them that they were nifkad b'Rosh Hashanah. One of the reasons why the Haftorah of the first day Rosh Hashanah is the Haftorah of the birth of Shmuel, right? Chana's tefillah and Chana gives birth. And the laning is Vashem Pokad Asara, Kasher Omar. Rachel doesn't get a Haftorah, but she's mentioned in the tefillos, in Zichroinois, I believe it's mentioned. Anyways, then it says Rosh Hashanah Yotze Yosef Beis Asurim. Rosh Hashanah, Yosef came out of prison. Minolon, Dichsiv, Tiku B'Chodesh Shofar B'Kesel Yom Chagenu. Blow shofar when it's a holiday where the new moon is hidden. That's Rosh Hashanah. Ki Chok LiYisrael Hu. It's a chok. And then it says Edus BeYosef Samo B'Tzeiso. The pasuk concludes with Yehosef gives testimony on his leaving, but say so. So that connects the going out of Yosef from prison to Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah batla avodim ma'avosem Mitzrayim. Rosh Hashanah, 6 months before Pesach, the Jews already stopped working. Why? It says, I'm going to take you out of the suffering. That's referring to Yosef leaving Beit HaSohar, and that's B'Tishrei. So there's a connection between I'm going to remove the Sivlos Mitzrayim, which it's going to take place at the same time when Yosef was taken out of prison, which was in Tishrei. Then it said B'Nisan Nigalu. It says the Jewish people were redeemed in Nisan. Well, that we don't need a proof for. Kedisa, that the Chumash says that they were taken out of Nisan. B'Tishrei Atidin Ligoel, according to Rabbi Eliezer, the Mashiach is going to come in Tishrei. Why? Asya Shofar Shofar. We make a hekesh between 2 psukim that have the word Shofar in it. Ksiv hachatiku b'chodesh Shofar, which refers to Rosh Hashanah. Ksiv asam bayom ahu yitaka b'Shofar Gadol. That's on the day when Eliyahu comes or the Mashiach comes. When the Geula Shlema is going to come, there's going to be a blowing of a big shofar. Madoich, Tkiya is done in Tishrei of shofar. So same thing, the shofar will be blown in Tishrei. Shofar HaGadol. Rabbi Yeshua B'Nisan Nigalu. B'Nisan Atinin Nigal. Just like in Mitzrayim we were Nigal, we're going to be Nigal eventually in Nisan as well. Minol, Amakra, Leil Shimurim Hu Lashem. Leil Amshumar Uva Mishes Me'abreshis. This is the night that is already set aside from Sheish Yemei Bereisis, the Geula Achrona. The Idich, what does Rabbi Eliezer do with that? Laila b'shumur b'amin hamazikin. No, Leil Shumur means you can go out on the night of Pesach. You don't have to worry about mazikin because Hashem watches over us. Now, this machloikes between Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yeshua, Ozdul Tamayu, we're going to see in a different area that they're going to agree with the same concept of Benisan versus Tishrei. The Tanya. Bishna Sheishmos L'Chayei Noach, in the 600 years of Noach's life, B'Chodesh Hasheni in Tammuz, in Cheshvan, B'Shiva Asar Yom LaChodesh. That's when it started. The Mabul started. Rabbi Yeshua Omer Oisai Yom Shiva Asar Be'iyar Haya. So they have the same machlokas. Rabbi Yeshua says it wasn't Cheshvan, it was the 17th of Iyar. Yom Shemazel Kima. Kima is Saturn. And it's also part of the Big Dipper. It's a Big Dipper. Correct? Mazel Huzan of Tle, the Rosh Shor, Betchum HaMazor Shel Mazel Shor. So Kima Shoika Bayom, this Kima, which is this constellation, goes down in the daytime. Umayonos mismatim. The springs lessen with water. Mitoch sheshinu maseh, and since they're not doing their normal thing, Shina Kodesh Baruch Hu Aleim Ma'aseh Bereishis. So Kodesh Baruch Hu on that day, because they were Shina in their Ma'aseh, Kodesh Baruch Hu was Shina's his Ma'aseh. Vehela Mazel Kima Bayom. And this constellation went up in the day. V'not al shnei kochavim mekima. He took 2 stars from Kima. V'hevi mabul la'olam. And he brought the mabul. V'amevin yovin. Rabbi Eliezer Omer oiso yom shiva asar b'mar cheshvan haya. Right? Rabbi Eliezer says since B'tishrei nivra olam, the mabul started on the 17th. Yom shemazel kima oila, not the yom the mazel kima goes down, but kima goes up in a day. Umayonos, umitoch sheshinu masayim shira kodesh baruch aleim ma'aseh bereishis. He basically learns the same thing. It changed the normal pattern, so Hashem changed the pattern. Vehel mazel kima bayom v'not shnei kochavim ve'emi baba lo'olam. Okay. We'll continue this tomorrow. I don't really have, Rashi, starts from Va'ozdu l'tamayu. Rabbi Eliezer Reshud, Rabbi Eliezer b'tishrei nivra olam, Dimitrishrei matchilin manin in shnei adoros. That according to Rabbi Eliezer, we start counting the generations from Tishrei. Lifichach mabul al korcha b'Bar Cheshvan yarad. It's clear the mabul, therefore, according to that sheet that came in Mar Cheshvan. Ushtem asar chodeshay, the mabul was 12 months. Uvachodesh hasheni b'shiva v'esrim sheyov shah aretz. And then again, in the second month, Mar Cheshvan, on the 27th, the earth dried up. So Mar Cheshvan hayel shana haba, that was the next year Mar Cheshvan. The Tishrei shelafonov, but the Tishrei prior to that month, Charvu Amayim al Aretz, the water withdrew from the land. Shenaz's arts came in grid. The land was like mud. The Lo Yav Shalagami didn't completely dry. So it took until the 27th of Cheshvan to completely dry. Uvoas Chalashna Sheshmos R.Hashana. Then you start the 601st year of Noach. Because remember, Noach went into the teva when he was 600. He came out when he was 601. Utishrei. Umilo korile achas v'sheshmos ad hashta. Since he wasn't called 601 till now, Shema Minoim Minyan Adoris Minisan. So the Doris are not counted. It didn't switch by Nisan. It switched by Tishrei. She'im Minisan matchilas l'manoisan. If you start counting the Doris from Nisan, Haylo Lichtov, it should have written Vatanach HaTeva ba'achat v'sheshmot shana b'chodesh hashvi al harei Ararat. Shekvar nischadshu shana b'Nisan, because the year would have switched already b'Nisan. Shari also chodesh shvi Sivan haya. That 7th month refers to Sivan, which is 7th from Tishrei. V'ushvi lav hafsakas kshamim, because it only rained for 7 months. K'mo shani b'seder olam. Vayi Rabbi Ezrahi, shekshata moina meshiva asar b'bar cheshvan. If according to Rabbi Ezer, who holds that it started raining 17th of Mar Cheshvan, may have a tishim yom, count 190 days. Arboim l'me'ak shamim, 40 days of rain. U'me'av chamim shegavar l'arts, and then 150 days where it was above the ground. Ninsu kalim be'echad b'sivan. You calculate that all of that water stopped echad b'sivan. V'osam hayom yiskiru lachzor, and then the water started dropping. Shenemar vayachzor hamayim miktzeh chamishim u'mas yom. Right after 150 days, the water started dropping. Vayu aloch v'chasor, it kept on dropping at chodesh asiri v'huav, until the 10th month. Shu asir l'ridas kshamim v'echad ba'av, and in the 1st of Av, niru roshei ha'arim, they could see the tops of the mountains. B'shtei chadoshim chosru chamesh esrei amo, so you can calculate. In 2 months, it dropped 15 amos. Shahayu ha'arim uchosim mayim, shenemar chamesh esrei ama, lemida shechasra amal arbon yoim. Right, it was 15 amis after 40 days. Vateva haisam mishukas b'mayim achas esrei ama. The teva was in the water 11 amis. V'laisat safar al rosh hahar ela arba amis goiva. The bottom of the boat didn't hit the mountain. It was 4 amis above it. Fichach nocha b'shiva asar b'sivan. It came to rest on the 17th of Sivan. Rabbi Yoshua Rabbi Nisan nivra olam u'mimenu matchilas manim shnei daras yard amabel v'iyar. He reverses it. 6 months later, Shvi Shenach Batevo Kislev. Below Manala because of Chidushana, the Torah doesn't tell us, oh, it's a new year. The Yesh Poisrin, some people, Rashi says, explain, Vazul Tamayu, Midabra Lezer B'chodesh Sheni Marcheshvan, Itzle B'tishrei Nivra Oilam. Vani Marcheshvan, Shen L'chadesh, Sheskil Bo Shna Sheish Mos, it's the 2nd month of the year that started 600th year. The Rashi is just trying to prove to us why Ozdil Tamayu. But you notice he doesn't, and then Rashi goes, if you go further in the Rashi, he talks about Osa Yom Shiva Sir Be'ir Yom Shemazal Kima Shoka Bayom. And Rabbi Yezer says Yom Shemazal Kima Oila Bayom. So Rashi says Galgal Chama Ogolhu. He says the sun is a circle. Right? The sun, which revolves around the earth, half of it is above the earth, half of it is below the earth at night. The 12 constellations are fixed. Sidran. Tleh is the sheep, shor, ox, Tu'umim, twins. This is Tleh is Aries. Aries is Nisan. Shor is Taurus. Tu'umim is twins, right? What's it called? Gemini. Sartan is Saturn or Cancer. Aryeh is Leo. Basula is Virgo. Moznaim is the Libra scales. Akrav is Scorpio. Keshes is the rainbow. Gdi, the goat. Dli, the bucket. And then Dogim, the fish, Pisces. V'simonach tashet sa'av ma'ak gadad. And again, the astronomic things, I don't think Rashi, Shishim and Shkuin Lamata, 6 of them are below, Shishim and Lamala. Ukshagagam, remember, they had this concept that the whole was all fixed, and then it's in a circle and it turns. Ze olam mitzad ze. So, I'm not sure I get any elucidation from Rashi in terms of what's going on from an astronomical view. Now, I mentioned that this guy Mark Huber may give a lecture to the shuls. By the way, I spoke to Rabbi Segelman, I spoke to Rabbi Einer, I spoke to Rabbi Kesselman. We're going to try to do it all the shuls together to learn about this dateline business. I think it's coming up in a few blot. I don't know the date yet. It'll probably be by Zoom.
Okay.
This morning, I attended the funeral via Zoom of Cantor Binyamin Glickman.
Oh no, Baruch Dynamics.
Sorry to hear that.
Cantor Binyamin
Oh.
Glickman, who was an extremely influential person in my life. Really besides my parents, and he was more influential than the Rebbe. He taught me how to lane. He taught me all the Megillos. He taught me how to daven. And not just me, Norman. I can tell you, I can read off 20, 30 names of people who are still Balei Tefillah and still Balei Kri and everything like that, all from Binyamin Glickman. He was an extremely influential person. And I think he was in his mid-80s. I spoke to him when I went to Israel to my grandson's bar mitzvah. He didn't want to have people visit because of COVID. But I spoke to him on the phone and he sounded good, but he passed away. The
What's
same
Rabbi
day.
Levitz's son-in-law?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Levitz was son-in-law. I have to tell you something. There were 5 children who spoke. His youngest child, Harold, when I tell you, it's a twin. You would have seen Binyamin Glickman.
Wow.
It
Wow.
was so
Nice
bizarre.
man, such a nice man.
What a nice person.
Yeah.
And remember his wife, he married Rabbi Abner Weiss's previous wife.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Shifra. And they were, it's a love story. They were in love. It was crazy because we had them over our house a few times. It was really something to see.
Okay.